What if the happiest person you know is actually the most broken one, the one who always laughs the loudest and checks on everyone else, the one who says I am fine before you even ask, but months later nothing about them has changed except how tired their eyes look. That smile you trust so much might be hiding something you never saw coming. There is a term in psychology called smiling depression. It is when a person appears completely happy, functioning normally, going to work, laughing with friends, but on the inside they are carrying a weight that would break most people. Unlike typical depression where sadness is visible, smiling depression hides perfectly behind a laugh at a dinner table, and that is exactly what makes it so dangerous, because the mask looks so real. Because nobody checks on the person who always seems okay. Nobody asks if they need help. The iceberg shows a beautiful smile above, but underneath the surface lives a darkness nobody ever sees. They sit with colleagues laughing at lunch and cry completely alone the moment they get home. Nobody looks past the smile because the smile is so convincing, so practiced, so perfect, and so they suffer inside a silent bubble of pain that nobody around them can hear or feel. They perform happiness every single day like an actor who never gets to leave the stage. They whisper I am fine to their own reflection, knowing the mirror sees the truth they hide from everyone else. On the surface everything looks completely calm, but underneath a violent storm has been raging for a very long time. The smile stays and the mouth keeps moving, but the eyes tell a story the face refuses to show. So why do they keep smiling if they are breaking inside? Because somewhere along the way they learned that their pain was too much for others to handle. Maybe they were told to toughen up as a child, so they swallowed every tear before it could fall. Maybe they watched their family fall apart and decided someone had to stay strong, so they chose themselves. Maybe every time they showed weakness the world made them feel like a burden, so they stopped showing it. Psychologists call this emotional masking, the learned behavior of hiding true emotions to protect both yourself and everyone around you. They smile not because they are okay, they smile because they have been doing it for so long it became the only way they know how to survive. The smile became armor before they even knew they needed protecting. Every time they wanted to cry they smiled instead and called it being strong. Every time they wanted to ask for help they helped someone else instead and called it being kind. The performance became so practiced, so perfect over so many years, that even they started to forget what their real face felt like underneath it all. Have you noticed something about these people? They are always there for everyone else, always the first to show up when someone is hurting, always the one with the right words. They show up at 3 a.m. for others but stand at their own door completely alone at 3 a.m. A 2019 study in the Journal of Personality found that people who suppress emotions are significantly more likely to develop anxiety and depression. The anxiety builds silently inside them like pressure rising in a gauge nobody ever checks. Depression grows like a dark vine inside them while they smile and help everyone around them. They pour from a jug that has been completely empty for a very long time, still tilting it, still trying. Helping others becomes their escape from ever having to face what is broken inside themselves. Their pain finds its only purpose in taking care of everyone else around them. From the outside they look like the strongest person in the room, but underneath everything has cracks. Nobody notices the helper needs help because they are too good at hiding it behind their giving. Their phone shows messages they sent to check on others, but nobody ever sends that message back to them. They run on empty for so long that empty starts to feel like their normal state of existence. The moment they stop helping they seem to disappear because their whole identity lives in being needed. Here is what most people never see. During the day they perform, they laugh, they show up, they hold everything together for everyone around them. But at night, when the world goes quiet and there is no one left to perform for, that is when the nighttime becomes the only honest time they have left. The mask comes off as they walk through their front door and the real face finally appears. And they sit alone with thoughts they would never say out loud to anyone in their life. Psychologist James Pennebaker found that unexpressed emotions do not disappear, they go inward. They become anxiety, they become physical pain, they become a heaviness that never fully lifts. The smile costs them everything and they pay that price every single night completely alone. The tears they held back all day finally fall when nobody is watching them anymore. Night becomes the only place where the truth is allowed to exist without judgment. They send good morning texts to everyone while sitting alone in complete darkness themselves. And when morning comes they wipe the tears, put the smile back on and do it all over again. Another day of performance begins before the last one has even finished breaking them inside. So what do these people actually need? Not advice, not someone telling them to cheer up or look on the bright side, not someone pointing out that their life looks perfectly fine from the outside. they need someone to look past the smile and see what is actually hiding behind it, to ask not how are you but how are you really and actually mean it completely, and then actually sit down and wait for the honest answer without rushing away. Because most of them are not waiting to be saved, they are just waiting to be truly seen, just one person to notice that the smile has never quite reached the eyes, one person who stays even after the mask finally comes off and the real broken person appears. That one genuine moment of being truly seen heals what 1,000 pieces of advice never could. The people who smile through their pain are not weak, they are some of the strongest people alive because they carry the heaviest things while making sure nobody else feels the weight, but strength was never meant to be carried alone in silence behind a smile, so if you know someone who is always okay, always smiling, always there for everyone else, check on them, not with a quick text, not with a passing how are you, really check on them properly, and if that person is you, please know you are allowed to fall apart, you are allowed to ask for help, you are allowed to stop performing for everyone, you are allowed to be human and broken and tired and still completely worthy, you do not have to keep smiling to deserve love, you are enough exactly as you are not alone in this even when the nights feel unbearably quiet and heavy, you were never meant to carry all of this alone behind a smile, the dawn always comes even after the darkest and longest nights. Like this video if this touched you and subscribe because someone out there needs to see this today. Every week we talk about the things people feel but never say out loud, your mind deserves to understand itself. See you in the next one.